Welcome to News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for April 26, 2021. Thursday evening, we reported that the Disney Skyliner had once again experienced an accident as gondolas crashed into each other, resulting in broken glass and downtime for the transportation system. Of course, in late 2019, multiple gondolas were involved in a similar incident at a different station, the Riviera station. Now, Disney has offered some information to a local Central Florida news station. According to clickorlando.com, the web presence of WKMG News 6, Disney officials did acknowledge that the incident occurred on Thursday evening at the Hollywood Studios Skyliner station. The officials advised that no one was inside of the cabins at the time of the incident. Additionally, a Disney representative told the outlet that no one was injured in the situation that resulted in a couple of hours of downtime. An explanation of what happened or why was never presented. After the accident, guests who remained inside gondolas stuck between Hollywood Studios and Caribbean Beach were slowly offloaded at the latter station. Some guests spent over an hour inside suspended gondolas as the situation played out. By 8:45 p.m., roughly 2 hours after the accident occurred, the Skyliner station was operational once again, and gondolas boarding for Caribbean Beach Resort as usual. As a result of COVID-19 travel issues, Walt Disney World Resort adopted a book with confidence flexible cancellation policy last year. As of May 1st, 2021, that policy is ending. Under the flexible policy, guests could book with confidence knowing that they would not be penalized for needing to change or cancel their resort stays. For guest stays booked on or after May 1st, the book with confidence policy ends and the standard Walt Disney World Resort cancellation policy will return, which you can read in full at WDWNT.com. Walt Disney World Resort is implementing a new policy in order to free up some of the theme park reservations that are being held by guest accounts without valid admission. If a guest does not have a valid theme park admission for that day, their park pass reservation will be canceled after a warning is sent to them. Although park pass reservations must be made with a valid ticket, sometimes guests may change the dates on their tickets, but not the dates of their park pass reservations. Walt Disney World is attempting to curb the holding of park pass reservations when they're not connected to the valid admission, allowing more availability for other guests. This is becoming important as it is hard to find any reservations on most days now. Guests have 48 hours after receiving the warning via email to take action by linking a valid park admission to their My Disney Experience account or canceling their reservation. If they do not take action, their park pass will be automatically canceled. Hopefully, guests visiting the Walt Disney World Resort will now have an easier time booking those park pass reservations thanks to the new policy. We previously shared that current and furloughed cast members at Walt Disney World will be receiving a complimentary one-night resort hotel stay. We've now learned that the resort hotels will be automatically assigned as a term of the offer. Resort hotels will be automatically assigned based on a first-come, first-served basis. The system will factor in the date and hotel availability at the time of registration, which will vary by time of day and date. This is particularly interesting because the hotel stay could be at a value or at a deluxe, so it really is a game of chance that they're making the cast members play. With the eventual capacity increase to hit the theme parks and the reopening of more resort hotels and attractions, Walt Disney World is currently looking to fill part-time cast member roles in attractions, custodial, merchandise, and quick service food and beverage. The Disney Careers job listing follows Earning My Ears name tag adornments that we've seen popping up as many cast members have been called back to work and are training after being furloughed or displaced. These efforts are made as Walt Disney World amps up the number of cast members in preparation for increased capacity this summer. Obviously, we know some resorts are reopening. We know some restaurants are going to come back. We know Festival of the Lion King's coming back in some way, shape, or form. So it's just a matter of time before we hear about more stuff reopening than we even have heard about now. And in preparation for that, a lot more cast members are going to be needed. Pay rates for these roles start at $14 an hour and may vary depending on the role offered. After a tumultuous year without the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover, the fan-favorite attraction is finally back at the Magic Kingdom. Come along as we once again embark on a tour of Tomorrowland aboard this mass transit system of the future. The line of guests waiting for the attraction to open on Sunday was long. People waited hours. And then finally, in the afternoon, they did take down the refurbishment signs and open the attraction. To ensure physical distancing, there are markers all over the queue. They go up the ramp, the speed ramp that goes up to the load area. Cast members ensure spacing between parties, seating them a car apart. Check out the video of the first ride on the People Mover on its reopening day right here on our YouTube channel. Though the Trader Sam audio animatronic has been removed from the world-famous Jungle Cruise of the Magic Kingdom, his name will live on in a new finale scene announced by Disney. This new scene will be at both Disneyland and Disney World. Concept art reveals the Jungle Navigation Company Limited Lost and Found kiosk on the former site of Trader Sam. And Alberta Falls, the company's proprietor, has left Trader Sam in charge of the Lost and Found, and he has taken it upon himself to rebrand Lost and Found as Trader Sam's Gift Shop. Unfortunately, animals have overrun the shop while Sam is out collecting more inventory. It seems Sam himself won't be returning to the attraction, but we're glad his name will live on. This also allows the bars of the same name to continue to live on as well. And Trader Sam can be whatever you want him to be in your mind. If you want to think he's still the Trader Sam that was there, that's great. You want to think he's some, maybe he's just a white guy who works for the Jungle Navigation Company Limited, or a guy of any race, whatever you want. Everyone can be happy knowing that Trader Sam, you have to imagine what he looks like in your mind. It's wild. It's really wild. We also noticed a hint of another possible update. To the right of the scene's concept art, we noticed a monkey sitting atop a camera and a sign above him advertising cruise photos. This is the perfect spot for an on-ride photo to be snapped. Hasn't been announced. Jungle Cruise has never had an on-ride photo, but in the last couple of years, Walt Disney World has been on a spree of adding on-ride photos to classic attractions, even some where it didn't make a ton of sense. You may remember Pirates of the Caribbean added it in 2017. The Haunted Mansion in 2019. So this would be awkward. It's probably a photo of the whole boat, which isn't going to turn out great for everyone. But I don't know, you might end up getting a good one if you're sitting on that side of the boat and you know where to look. These could be cute, and they don't cost you anything extra if they're, if you have a memory maker. So it's not like there's going to be a kiosk where you could buy a physical print right at the exit of the attraction anyway. But yeah, there you go. We think with this new scene there might be a photo op. The Jungle Cruise, of course, is closed at Disneyland and will remain closed even through the reopening period while they rework the attraction. It is open at Walt Disney World while these changes are being made. The Magic Kingdom Baby Care Center, located between the Crystal Palace and Casey's Corner, will be closing at the end of May for refurbishment. The Baby Care Center offers a quiet area for guests to feed, nurse, and change their babies. An on-site shop and kitchen offers baby food, formula, diapers, and more essentials. Baby Care Center will be receiving an updated interior that can handle more capacity. It's expected to reopen in the fall, likely before the world's most magical celebration begins, the 50th anniversary. A temporary location will open next to the Carousel of Progress in Tomorrowland. We assume there's a VIP lounge in the back of that building. We assume it's in there. And if it is, I'm going to need to find a baby to go in there. I got to see the inside of that. I've never been in there. There's a AAA lounge, which I think members were also allowed in. Also, I don't think it was simply a corporate lounge. Any mention of the Merchant of Venus shop in Tomorrowland that shares a space with Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies has been removed from the Walt Disney World website. The retail shop is likely closed forever in anticipation of something happening with the space. You may remember that it has been rumored and highly likely that a Wreck-It Ralph attraction is taking over the adjacent space, former home of Stitch's Great Escape. That is, if it's still in the works following the pandemic. Up until recently, Merchant of Venus had its own page on the Disney World website. The link now directs to a generic listing of all Magic Kingdom shops. All other shops, even ones that have yet to reopen since the pandemic, have a respective web page. Unopened shops have a temporarily available notation, but Merchant of Venus is gone. While Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies reopened with the park last July, the Merchant of Venus portion of the shop remained closed and eventually was curtained off from the public. You may remember permits were even filed for the new Wreck-It Ralph attraction around the closure of the parks back in March of 2020. It is expected that work would have begun pretty much the week after the parks closed. So if the parks have remained open, we might even be counting down the days to this Wreck-It Ralph attraction. That attraction would likely exit from the former Stitch's Great Escape into Merchant of Venus. That's why we expect it would have been closed anyway. So I guess it probably wasn't in the budget anyway to keep the store open, given as such that it would have closed when work started on Wreck-It Ralph. So either way, whether it's budgetary or they do expect somewhere down the line they're going to start construction on that, and there's no reason to reopen that store, Merchant of Venus, now a thing of the past. A cute new mug inspired by Disney's famous Monorails has arrived at Walt Disney World. We found it in the mug section of the Emporium at Magic Kingdom for $14.99. Different colored monorails are pictured circling around the mug. The monorails are somewhat three-dimensional, and it has both the current Disneyland and Disney World fleets on there. The monorail's most famous saying is printed around the mug as well, so you can never forget, please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las puertas. The inside of the mug is bright red. Raspberry is the latest Magic Band color bursting onto the scene. Only one company would dare give you a Raspberry Magic Band. It's Disney. If you're a Magic Band fan, you can find the latest edition at the Emporium in the Magic Kingdom for $14.99. Peach was added to the palette earlier this year, and the new Raspberry is a bolder option for the fashion-forward among us. When Disney's Hollywood Studios reopened last summer after the parks temporarily closed, several venues did not reopen with the park. Beverly Sunset Boutique, formerly Sweet Spells, was one of the shops that remained shuttered. Walt Disney World's website now shows operating hours for the store starting on May 5th from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Beverly Sunset Boutique on Sunset Boulevard sells Disney Pixar merchandise. It opened alongside Toy Story Land in 2018 and was very sad because Sweet Spells was gone. And, well, Villains in Vogue, which was another great store. Walt Disney World has announced the reopening dates of the following hotels, and guests may begin booking their stays now. One of these is new, but it's good to give you this reminder. You guys always ask, so I want to remind people of these dates. Beach Club Resort is reopening May 30th. Disney's Boardwalk Inn, this is new. Disney's Boardwalk Inn will reopen on July 2nd. Disney's Wilderness Lodge, of course, is reopening June 6th, and Disney's Polynesian Village Resort is opening in late July. Again, Boardwalk is new. The villas at the Boardwalk have been open to Disney Vacation Club members since June of 2020. Reopening dates are still subject to change, and guests could be moved to another resort hotel if something happens to delay it. With Mother's Day quickly approaching in the U.S., Walt Disney World is offering some special bites and sips to commemorate. We headed to Gasparilla Island Grill at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa to try their limited time dessert, the Mother's Day Mimosa Miniature Gâteau. It's a golden sponge cake topped with a chocolate Cinderella slipper filled with mimosa-flavored mousse for $7.99. It's available until May 9th. You can check out the full review on our website. Although vaccinated out-of-state visitors are allowed to visit California theme parks according to state guidelines, they will not yet be allowed in Disneyland Resort theme parks. Only California residents will be able to visit Disneyland and California Adventure when they reopen on April 30th, and they must provide proof of residency along with their park ticket and reservation. This was confirmed by the Disney Parks blog today. The Post also reiterates previously announced information regarding Rise the Resistance boarding groups, online check-in services, and face covering guidelines. They also confirmed that Mickey and Friends and Pixar Pals parking structures will open at 6 a.m. daily. Anyone may visit Downtown Disney District at this time, regardless of residency, and may park in the Simba lot, because that makes sense. What a difference. Yeah, because those people coming out of the park will not pass those people at Downtown Disney who are from another state. This is weird. It makes no sense. And I say that probably just because I'm bitter, because I want to go to Disneyland. I'll be honest. Got to be honest. A welcome back banner has been erected along Disneyland Resort's closed tram route ahead of the theme park's reopening. The banner is an extension of the 65th anniversary banner that was hung a few months ago, with this specific section previously promoting A Touch of Disney. Welcome back is next to a smiling Mickey Mouse and surrounded by celebratory streamers and balloons. The tram route was open for guests to walk to and from A Touch of Disney at California Adventure, but trams have not been running since the parks closed in March of 2020. This will likely act as a walkway once again when Disneyland and California Adventure reopen on the 30th. Part of the excitement surrounding the reopening of Disneyland next week is centered around the classic Snow White attraction that received a recent reimagining. Snow White's Scary Adventures has now become Snow White's Enchanted Wish, and Disneyland President Ken Patrick has shared new photos from the attraction. Patrick shared this post on Instagram, sharing his excitement for the new Snow White ride. He shared a photo from a ride vehicle as well as an image of Doc, the leader of the Seven Dwarfs, from inside the ride. Snow White's Scary Adventures closed on January 6, 2020 for the reimagining, shortly before the park shut down. The work was completed during the pandemic closures, and the attraction will be available beginning April 30th. For several months, Disneyland has been the largest COVID-19 vaccine distribution site in Orange County, but now the site is set to close Friday, April 30th, the OC Health Care Agency has announced. The Disneyland Super Site originally became operational on January 13th as a walk-up vaccination site. It recently transitioned into a drive-through only operation that distributed second doses of the vaccine. Accordingly, According to the health agency, approximately 221,000 doses have been administered at the Disneyland POD site, about 10% of the nearly 2.3 million shots given in Orange County to date. That's pretty great. Of course, the date they are closing the site is the reopening day for Disneyland and California Adventure. Earlier this month, we reported cast members will be receiving Bringing Back the Magic name tags for the opening of Disneyland Resort. Well, now on Twitter, Christian at, I'm going to butcher this, I'm sorry, Tarek78 on Twitter, shared an image of his name tag. Look at this. It says, Bringing Back the Magic, replacing Where Dreams Come True, along the bottom of the name tag. Christian also shared a Thank You Magic Makers postcard from Disneyland Resort. All Disneyland Resort cast members will receive this name tag upon their return and will receive an additional one in a special keepsake box at a later date. That's very sweet. How great is that? Disneyland Legacy Pass holders are able to participate in an exclusive Star Wars May the 4th shopping reservation event. Last year, Shop Disney hosted a virtual event. To celebrate this year, Disneyland Resort is having an exclusive shopping event just for these former pass holders. During the event, Legacy Pass holders have the opportunity to be among the first to purchase May the 4th apparel and pins, plus a chance to add an all-new Legacy hilt to their collection. Additional details are forthcoming, but a distorted image of a product has been shared as a hint at what's to come. The products will only be available through the Disneyland Resort shopping event while supplies last. If any product remains at the conclusion of the event, it'll be made available across Disneyland Resort. A new photo opportunity featuring Sam Wilson's Captain America is coming soon to California Adventure. Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson made his debut as Captain America in the finale of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I apologize if this is a spoiler, but all of Disney's Twitter and social accounts have already plastered this everywhere, so you probably already had it ruined for you. This included a brand new costume inspired by his look in the comics. Exact details about what the new photo op is are sparse, but Disney announced it'll be in Hollywoodland at California Adventure after it reopens. It's possible it'll move to Avengers Campus when that opens on June 4th. Walt Disney Imagineering's newest industry-changing technology is Project Kiwi. As Matthew Panzarino from TechCrunch reported, this project is actually a free walking robot in the form of Guardian of the Galaxy's Groot. Panzarino visited Imagineering in California to witness the robot walking around after 3 years of development. The goal of Project Kiwi has been to develop a biped battery-powered robot that can free roam and interact with guests autonomously. While the robot is currently Groot-shaped, Panzarino stresses that this robot could be used for any number of characters in the parks. That being said, the project is still developmental and probably won't be seen in the theme parks anytime soon. Quote, Project Kiwi started about 3 years ago to figure out how we can bring our smaller characters to life at their actual scale in an authentic way. R&D Imagineer Scott LaValle had that to say. Quote, it's an exciting time for bipedal robotics, and with an incredible team and our combination of technology, artistry, and magic, we're bringing characters to life that could not have happened anywhere but Disney. If Project Kiwi does make it to the theme parks, it would likely start in stage shows before moving to character meet and greets and later free roaming. We've seen Baby Groot in the parks before, but nothing quite like this. This is this is Kid Groot. It's a little bigger. He can definitely be compared to the Living Character Initiative that began with Lucky the Dinosaur back in 2005. He was a large animatronic who roamed freely at California Adventure and Dino Land in Animal Kingdom, and even Hong Kong Disneyland. The Muppet Mobile Lab also made appearances sporadically at many of the parks around the world. You may also remember Wall-E appeared for a hot minute at the D23 Expo and never anywhere else because they were afraid he'd run over someone's foot because he was very heavy. And most recently, Jake the Droid, who was meant to appear in Galaxy's Edge, never made it past testing in Tomorrowland at Disneyland. We obviously hope that we get to see Groot in the park at some point because this is incredible. If I could stop and editorialize for a moment, we get really, at WDWNT, I think we always go on and on about how we hate everything's projection technology and, things don't feel real and they feel kind of cheap. This is the opposite. This is something they clearly spent a lot of money on. It is revolutionary. It brings a character to real life. They're not projected. It's like they're really there. This is what people want from theme parks. And I know there are things that these new projection technologies can do that are great. We saw that Tinkerbell test last week. I don't think you can do an animatronic that small of Tinkerbell. I get it. That works great. Do that. But this larger scale, if you can do this, this is something people will remember forever. And I think the thing to keep in mind, and I don't know who at Imagineering ever said this, but where the magic of Disney theme parks come from is technology. And it's when that technology is so far-flung or so unbelievable that you can't figure out how it's done, that is real, actual magic. That is the extent that real magic exists in this world, right? So I want to see this in a park, and I think it changes the industry forever. And this is the stuff that'll make Disney stand apart like it did so many years ago. This is wonderful. More of this, please. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to WDWNT.com. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, The Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation. Sit back and let their team of planning experts craft your family's next trip. The best part, their services are free. Visit WDWNT.travel for details. The Vacationeer, the official travel agency of WDWNT. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, click the bell for notifications, and also make sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of the show. Also, we got to pay a visit to WDWNT, the gift shop, not just Trader Sam's gift shop, but the WDWNT gift shop at Carousel Products has some great stuff for you to pick up. Like for $20, you get this Donde Está Maintenance t-shirt. You can also get this Let's Get Naughty shirt, which is really great. And if you notice, we use a really great company to order these from. Next Level Apparel makes these. And I'm proud to announce that Next Level Apparel also apparently makes the shirt of the beloved Orange Boy from Gideon's Bakehouse. This is not at carouselproducts.com. This is at Gideon's Bakehouse. But it is the same. It's the same quality. So get a shirt approved by the Orange Boy when you shop with Carousel Products. Stuart Valencia, the Orange Boy. Also, don't forget this Thursday, April 29th, is part of Hollywood Studios Appreciation Week, which we are celebrating this week. We have a very special edition of the WDW News Tonight program at 9 o'clock on Thursday. It is Tom and Nick's Tower of Terror. It is the absolute last episode of the show from our iDrive studio before we move. This is it, and it's a perfect way to go out. We're leaving through the Twilight Zone, everybody. So join us Thursday at 9. It is going to be a wild, very special episode of the program. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I think I'll probably be in black and white for that show too, but it'll be the whole thing will be black and white. Got it, because of Twilight Zone.
Looking for the latest in Disney news on the go? Then download WDWNT, the app. From news to videos to park hours and more, WDWNT the app is your one-stop shop for the latest from the Disney world. Available on iPhone and Android, just search for WDWNT in your device's app store.